Hello, I'm Nirvar Khalsa. This is Yoga for Relaxation. Come on, sit down and let's do some yoga. This is our second class in this series. This is Kundalini Yoga, which is a safe and comprehensive system of physical exercise, controlled breathing, and meditation. So let's start with our tune-in mantra, just like we did last class. Sitting up tall now, chest high, chin level, in a comfortable cross-legged sitting position. Okay, have the shoulders rolled back and down, chin level to the ground, slightly tucked in, and now place the palms together for balancing the left and the right side of the body. Place the base of the thumbs against the sternum, and now gently close the eyes and gaze up at a point that's a half an inch up from the eyebrows, a half an inch out from the forehead. Hold this position now. Bring yourself to this time and this place. Feel comfortable, alert, yet relaxed. Now let's use our tune-in mantra to create our best learning experience. Ong Namo Gurudev Namo. The first time you chant the mantra, we'll take a deep breath through the nose and mentally concentrate on yourself, just as you're sitting here, and your core self. Second time you chant the mantra, expand yourself, spread out. Go as far as your mind will allow you. And the third time, blend the two, create the balance between the inner self, the outer self, the bindi, the unit self, and the expanded self. Inhale deeply. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Inhale. And exhale, relax the breath and relax the hands down. Okay, let's do some stretching now. Stretch both legs out in front of you. We'll do our warm-up stretching series. Remember, this is very gentle warming up. Really just take it easy. We'll hold each one of these positions about 10 to 15 seconds. Okay, hold on to the left leg, foot close to the chest, and now roll the ankle. You may feel this in your hip, in the back part of your thigh, your ankle. Good. Other side. Okay, now bring the left knee across the chest to the right shoulder. Keep the shoulders back. The shoulder doesn't have to meet the knee. Good. Other side. Butterfly now, soles of the feet together. Hold on to the toes. Lean forward, keep the head up. Now, left leg out in front. Hold on to something. Shin, the ankle, or the foot. Good. Switch sides. If your body's cool, if you just come from the outside and it's cool outside, really take it easy with this warm-up stretching. Let the body warm up. Okay, now leave this right leg out in front. Have the left foot by the left hip, top of the foot on the ground, and lean back on the hands. Now on the other side, if you can't do this because of ankle flexibility, then what I want you to do is to keep this knee up like this. And now switch. Lift the left hip. If you're doing this position, then you can just cross this knee over. Now, the other side. Keep equal weight on both hands with this particular stretch. Good, butterfly. Soles of the feet together, lean forward. Keep the head up. This is all done with normal breath. And keep the soles of the feet together, and now lie down flat on your back. Just let gravity pull the knees apart. Have the arms by the sides. Okay, knees up, feet flat, lower back against the carpet. Tilt the pelvis. Now cross the left leg over the right, all the way over, and bring both knees down to the left side of the body. And switch, right over left, knees to the right. Keep the shoulders on the ground. The closer the knees are to the chest, the deeper the bend. You'll feel it more in the lower back. Okay, knees up, feet flat, hands in a basket, call this Venus lock. Fingers interlaced behind the head, lift the head up off the ground. Head down, keep the hands behind the head, elbows against the ground, shoulder blades together, chest high. Good, now legs flat. Stretch the arms up overhead on the ground, big stretch up, point the toes away from the body. Now knees to the chest, head up, nose between the knees, hands on the shins. Rock a few times on the spine. And now rock yourself up. Come up into cow pose. Palms straight down from the shoulders. Tilt the pelvis so you're slightly swayed back, head arched back. And now arch up cat, push up through the shoulders, tilt the pelvis, chin on the chest. Good, come out of position now. Sit cross-legged. Hands in a basket, stretch up, push out with an inverted grip to about a 60-degree angle to the body. Push out through the shoulders. Now straight up. Catch the right hand, lean left and pull left. Other hand, other side. Straighten up. Right hand on the left elbow behind the head. Other side. Hands in a basket, behind the head, elbows back, chest out. And relax the arms down. Good. Bring the right hand to the left elbow and stretch the arm across the chest. Other side. And relax the arms down. And now roll the head, a large, slow, smooth circle in one direction. Now reverse, go the other way. Good, bring the head upright. Now we'll do lion face. You remember this. Eyes wide and wild, tongue way out, mouth way open, hands into claws. Okay, I'll count it down. 3, 2, 1. Do it. If you've got kids at home, small children, teach that to them. They love to do it. Of course, it's a little bit dangerous. It's almost like giving them a drum set. You know, it's hard to get them stopped doing it once you've taught them how. Children do love yoga, by the way, and it's good. You don't have to force them to do yoga, but it's very good to see, to watch you doing yoga, because if they're exposed to it at an early age when they're ready to practice, and actually we're going to do some yoga with children later on in the semester. So if you do have children or grandchildren or neighbors or friends, small children, bring them over for that class. I think they'll enjoy it. I started, as I mentioned before, practicing yoga and meditation about 23 years ago. Started off with meditation, actually. I learned Zen meditation and practiced it for a while before I actually took my first physical yoga class, although I was practicing yoga out of books. It was even hard to find a book on yoga back then, and the books were pretty strange, It's very difficult actually to learn from a book because it really doesn't answer your questions about when you have a still photograph or just a text description on really how to do it. But I was doing my best until I took my first yoga class. And this is Kundalini Yoga, very safe and comprehensive way of learning yoga. It's a synergistic system that uses physical posture combined with breathing, meditations, kriyas, just to have a very powerful, fast, and effective way of getting the benefits from yoga. But the first class, and the reason I'm telling you this, is I walked in and I said, and I was always been an athlete all my life. Played a lot of sports in high school and college both. And I thought I was in pretty good shape. Until I walked into my first yoga class, and the teacher said, okay, go ahead, stick your legs out and grab your toes. So I went like this. Oh yeah, no problem. This is about as far as I could go in terms of my flexibility. It took me almost a year to be able to reach down this far to touch toes, So even though I was quite young at the time and quite athletic, I didn't have that flexibility. you need to take some time, and it will take some time if you don't have the flexibility. You're getting a lot out of the exercises because we're not just trying to be gymnasts, or dancers. Certain kinds of yoga really emphasize a lot of flexibility. What I want to do is make it so that you will gain flexibility over the course of the semester, and just by practicing the yoga itself. But if you find yourself a little stiff at first, just throw out that self-critical judgment of yourself. Just by putting yourself in these positions, you're getting the effects out of them, and the flexibility does come over a period of time. Take it easy with yourself. The more you do, the easier it comes. Okay? If you are a very flexible person, probably about 10% of the population out there is quite flexible, then just go for it. Increase your range of motion. There's always more that you can do in terms of gaining flexibility. However, in terms of injury prevention, it's always good to stay right in the middle. They find people who are very stiff and inflexible are injured quite a bit, and people that are hyper-flexible tend to get injured more. So it's good to stay kind of right in the middle somewhere. Okay, and speaking of which, that left leg is out there. Let's do some stretching now. Stretch the left leg out, right foot against the inner thigh. Okay, stretch forward, then down over this left leg. Keep this foot at a right angle to the ground. Hold this position now. And once again, inhaling and exhaling through your nose. Slow the breath down and help yourself to relax into this position. Really, the best way of doing this that I've found is that, first of all, you set yourself right at that spot where you're challenged a little bit, where you can feel the dynamic tension of the stretch. You hold that position, and then you tune into your breath. The breath is very important. You slow the breath down, and you're consciously aware of taking breath in and letting breath out. Then bring your mind to where you're feeling the stretch. It could be the back of the knee, the lower back, the shoulders, wherever it is. And then consciously, mentally, help that part of the body, or those parts of the body, to relax. Okay, then bring your mind back to the breath again, take a few breaths, and then after you take a few breaths, then review. Go back to those places where you feel the tension and the stretch. And if at that time you feel more comfortable where you are, it's at that point that you stretch a bit more. Stretch one more plateau, go one more level in that direction of forward and then down. We'll stretch for one more minute here on this side. Inhale, and exhale, slowly rise up. Good, now switch sides. Over to the right side. Okay, set yourself, stretch forward, then down, hold on to something. It can be the shin, the ankle, or the foot, keeping this knee relatively flat. Hold the position, slow, deep breathing. Once again, help yourself to relax into it. As you feel more comfortable, you can stretch a bit more. Now, you may have noticed that one side of the body may be a bit more flexible than the other side. That's pretty normal, actually. The yogis divide the whole body in half. The left side of the body is the moon side. The right side of the body is the sun side. And it's always a little bit different. Unless you stretch a lot, it tends to even out. This whole idea of moon side and sun side is quite interesting as well. The moon side of your body, the left side of your face, your limbs on the left side, all represent your inner self, your true self in a way, and your emotional self. And the right side of the body is more your outer projected self, what you've been taught to present to the world and how you interface with the world. So it's just interesting to note which side tends to be more or less flexible and when and if that changes. Part of the practice of yoga and the beauty of yoga is to bring you into these higher states of awareness. Kind of really be able to figure yourself out for your own growth and evolvement. Yoga not only makes you more flexible, improves your digestion, your elimination, the circulation, the nervous system, the glandular system, improves your general sense of well-being, your inner sense of calm, center, and peacefulness. It also allows you and helps you to change, grow, and evolve. We'll go 30 more seconds on this side. Inhale, and exhale, slowly rise up. Very good. Switch sides again. We'll do a slightly different stretch on this left side, on this moon side. And we'll hold this for a little shorter period of time. This is great for stretching out the side of the body. It's good for the lymphatic system. Once again, it's a life nerve stretch, and it helps to relax the big muscles in the legs. What I want you to do is now just with the left hand, reach down and catch something on the left leg. It can be the shin, or it depends on your body proportions a lot, on the ankle or on the foot, and then take the right arm and place it back around behind the back. Then I want you to lift the right shoulder up and back and lift the chest up high, and then bring the chin over on the right shoulder so it's tilted up. Don't let your head flop down to the side like this. Actually have the chin on the shoulder. And now bend sideways over the left leg, just slightly. You'll really feel this in the right hip and the right side of the body. With yoga, you don't want to overdo or underdo. Just hold this position now. Have the eyes gently closed and do slow, deep breathing. We'll hold this about 30 seconds. Inhale, and exhale, rise up, and switch sides. Stretch on one side, we usually like to stretch on the other. Once again, hold on to something. This time, left hand around behind the back, lift the left shoulder up, chest up high, chin up on the left shoulder, and then bend a little bit to the right. Hold this position now, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Slow, deep breathing. Keep the eyes gently closed. Once you figure out what these exercises look like by looking at your screen, Go within by closing the eyes, concentrating on the breath, and really examining how this exercise is making you feel and what it's changing as you're doing it. What parts of the body are affected physically, how you feel. Check out your emotions, and also the change that's occurring in your thought patterns as well. Inhale. And exhale, rise up. Very good. Stretch the legs out in front of you now. Just shake them out a little bit. Good. Now sit cross-legged again, and let's flex the spine. We did this last exercise, the last class. This is the foremost exercise for the lower back. Hands on the shins right above the ankles. We're going to inhale up, chest high, chin level. Exhale, collapse back and down, collapse the chest, roll out from the hips, keep the chin level to the ground. Okay, inhale up through the nose, exhale back through the nose. Inhale up, exhale back. Inhale up, exhale back. Inhale up, exhale back. And now continue. Just go at the same pace. We're going to do this for 3 whole minutes. And as you're doing this exercise, concentrate on the breath. And if you'd like, link the breath and the movement up with a mental internal mantra. Man means mind, tra means to tune your mind. Using a mental internal mantra with the breath or with the movement is a very effective and easy way of keeping the mind centered and focused. There is a tendency, especially with repetitive exercises, for the mind to drift off. You get your maximum experience if you can just stay with yourself, your emotions, your feelings, and the changes you're going through as you're going through them. So in the inhale, think Sat, which means truth and light. Feel that light. And on the exhale, think Nam, person, place, or thing. My identity is the light. That's what Sat Nam means. Half done. Less than a minute left. Just keep a nice steady pace. If during any of these exercises you start to feel very uncomfortable, then stop the exercise. That's perfectly okay. Or slow the pace down. Or stop for a while and then start up again. If you can, it's best to complete the exercise for the amount of time that we're doing it here. But if you need to, you can always stop. Don't overdo, don't underdo. You know yourself best, and will know yourself better by the end of this semester. Okay, good deal, you've done it. Inhale up. And exhale. Good, relax the breath, straighten out the legs, and lie down flat on your back. You remember this from last time. This is a lot of people's favorite yoga position, lying down flat on the back. Have the arms by the sides, palms up. We're just going to rest here for a moment. It's good to rest periodically during a yoga series so the body can rebalance and gives you an opportunity to check yourself out. It also gives you time to practice relaxing fast in these modern times of stress and deadlines. It's totally invaluable to be able to train yourself to relax fast on your own command. So during these brief rests, practice that. Just really let the whole body go as quickly as you can. See how fast you can relax and how completely you can relax in just a short period of time. We're going to do a brain balancing technique that's also good for charging up your energy center, the navel center point, and stretches out the hamstrings and the life nerve as well. It's called a cross crawl movement. What you're going to do is you're going to take your right arm and you're going to inhale and bring it up over your head on the ground. At the same time, you bring your left knee to the chest. So it's opposite leg, opposite arm. And then you'll exhale and come back down so that the leg is flat and the arm is flat. Okay, so now flip the hand over so that the palm is down, and we're doing right arm and left leg. So inhale, raise the right arm up over the body. At the same time, bring the left knee to the chest. Exhale down. Now other side. Inhale into position, exhale down, and continue. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Just go at a nice steady pace. And imagine as you're taking this breath that you're breathing through your navel point. Just be aware as you're breathing, as you're breathing in and out through the nose of your navel center point. There's one reason why cross-country skiing, whether you actually do it on the snow or use a machine, is one of the better exercises. In cross-country skiing, not only are you using upper and lower body, but you're using this cross-crawl movement, which is a brain balancing technique. Also very good for strengthening the navel center point, which is literally the center of your body and your energy center. Let's go at a nice steady pace here. We'll go for another 30 seconds. And good, relax down. And just rest a moment. By the way, yoga is not just all serious business. You know, sometimes during an exercise, you may feel like giggling. You may feel, kind of inordinately happy for what you're doing. It doesn't seem like what you're doing should make you, this kind of cheerful. But it does happen. A lot of it has to do with opening up energy centers in the body and getting the energy moving. And also sometimes some of this stuff does look humorous, even to your own self. And so it's okay to crack a smile every once in a while, or to, just feel good about what you're doing, or even laugh out loud. Okay, good. Draw the knees up to the chest now, rock a few times on the spine, and rock yourself up. And let's do a little cow-cat again. Up onto the hands and knees. Hands are straight down from the shoulders, fingers pointing forward, elbows locked straight. Okay, knees are 6 to 8 inches apart, heels touching, toes uncurled. Once again, we'll inhale and cow, just like we did last class. The pelvis is tilted forward so that the back is arched down and the head is arched back. And then you exhale, push up through the shoulders, tilt the pelvis, chin on the chest. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And continue. Just go at a nice steady pace. Anytime you want to link up that mental internal mantra, Sat Nam, with a movement, a repetitive movement like that, it's fine. It's a good idea. In this exercise, you really do want to keep your eyes closed and focused at the brow point, because it will help you keep your equilibrium. You won't get dizzy if you do keep the eyes closed. Generally speaking, when your eyes are open and you're looking at things, it triggers off trains of thought. You know, you look at the carpet, you think about your carpet at home, you think about how you need to vacuum, and you need to do the dishes, and pretty soon, you're buying dish detergent at your local grocery store, and you're not here at all. So it's best to keep the eyes closed whenever possible so that you can really concentrate on what you're doing. Yoga is very good for improving focus and concentration. If you're a scattered person, then this practice of concentration on the breath and using mental internal mantra as you're doing an exercise is very good for you. Okay, 30 seconds more. Cow-cat's great for all 26 vertebrae, stimulates thyroid and parathyroid glands, allows energy to be released along the spine, makes the eyes and face bright. Good. Inhale, cow, spine pressed down, head arch back. And exhale, sit back on the heels, knees together, and rest in baby pose again. If you've got a lot of weight around your middle or your knees aren't very flexible, you can always place your hands in front of you like this and then elevate a little bit. Otherwise, have the arms by the sides, hands by the ankles, and rest a moment with normal breath. Really let the shoulders relax in this position. Very good. Slowly rise up now, out of position. Come off the knees and heels and sit cross-legged. And now bring the hands onto the shoulders, fingers in front, thumbs behind. We're going to twist the spine. You're going to inhale, twist the torso left, exhale, twist the torso right, in a smooth motion without pause, and just let the head ride with the shoulders. Okay, you can go at any pace with this, from slow to rapid. Your choice. Inhale left, exhale right. Begin. "30 seconds more. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose. Inhale, face forward. And exhale, relax the arms down. Hands on the knees, roll the shoulders in big circles for a few times with normal breath. And relax the shoulders now. Straighten out the legs. Lie down flat on your back. Have the arms by the sides, palms up. Eyes are gently closed. Breath is soft and normal. We'll deeply relax now, like we do at the end of every class, for several minutes. Once again, I'm going to guide you through this deep relaxation, and we're going to work part by part from the feet all the way up to the top of the head. But this time we'll do a tension and release method. Last time was purely mental. This time we're actually going to tense and release certain parts of the body. Okay, let's start at the feet once again. Point the toes away from the body. And now release. Now pull the toes back towards the head. And release. Now press the backs of the knees against the carpet, tightening the thighs. And release. Good. Now tilt the pelvis so that the lower back is flat against the carpet. And release. Now tighten the buttocks. And release. Now make tight fists out of the hands. And release. Now bend the elbows, bring the fingertips up on the shoulders. Make a bicep muscle. And release. Arms down. Okay, now shrug the shoulders across the chest, the front of the chest. And release. Now pinch the shoulder blades together, back behind the back, chest up. Release. Now shrug the shoulders up to the ears. And release, shoulders down. Keeping the head on the ground, tilt the chin in towards the collarbone. And release. Keeping the head on the ground, lift the chin up and back. And release. Now, make a tight, angry face. Grimace, knit your brow, scrunch up your nose, and release. Now, keeping the head on the ground, turn the head from side to side as though you're trying to find a comfortable spot for your head. And now find that spot. Stop the motion. Take a long, slow, deep inhale. And now exhale, let the breath go. And allow yourself to totally and completely relax. Normal breath. Let the body go. Let the mind go. Allow yourself to relax and rejuvenate. exhale, feel the body, roll the hands and roll the feet. Turn the hands and feet in small circles. Now stretch the arms up overhead on the ground, big stretch up. And now twist the body from side to side. Bend one knee, twist the torso over the straight leg. Now the other side. Good, now rub the hands together, rub the soles of the feet together vigorously. And draw the knees up to the chest, rock a few times on the spine, and rock yourself up. Good, come up and sit comfortably, cross-legged. Now I mentioned that yoga helps you to grow and evolve. Just read something recently which I thought was kind of fun, and that is stones and bones carry information. You know, people wear rings with precious gems in them because they look nice, they're rare, they're expensive. But a lot of it is just because they refract light and carry energy a certain way, and they have very specific effects on the body, mind, and emotions. And the bones as well. Literally, you may have heard this expression too, that you earn the face that you present to the world. You know, over a period of time, you know, all these lines and these expressions that you repeat over time and time again get etched into your face. But it's true with not just the face, but with the whole body. You are the sum total of what you've done before. And your body is your best friend. It's recorded everything from a cellular level, you know, all the way up to your etheric bodies. You know, a lot of people like to, you know, show your tattoos. You know, I got this tattoo when I was in the Navy, you know. Watch the hula girl dance, you know, or, you know, it's a fond memory. Or, you know, I got this scar, you know, little Jimmy, you know, hit me with a Coke bottle when I was 3 or whatever. But it's not just trauma, all right? It's also joy and vitality, you know, all those great times that you had when you were a child, all the freedom of expression and movement of the body, and the joy and happiness, the anticipation, and the spontaneity. It's all within you. It's all in those muscles. Oftentimes later, when you put on layers of stress and tension, you just need to take that stress and tension away from those parts of the body to reveal, you know, the joy and the freedom of movement that lies within and underneath that. And that's a lot of what yoga is about. We kind of take, you know, the layers of age and stress and tension and trauma out and away from the body so you can feel young and vital, and you can feel connected within and without. And in terms of vitality, there's nothing better for experiencing vitality and a connection with energy than breathing. So far in this class, I've been urging you to breathe during each of these exercises, but we can do breathing exercises just by themselves. And what I wanted to teach you now was a long, slow, deep breathing technique. Breathing exercises in yoga are called pranayama. It's something you do to get prana, P-R-A-N-A, which is energy. It's a vast energy source that's unlimited, that's at your disposal, that comes in through the motion of breathing. It's not a biological thing. It doesn't come in on the molecules of air. But by breathing through the diaphragm, you know, you get charged up through your solar centers, your solar plexus, the top of your head, and it's a vital energy that runs both your nervous systems and your whole body. As the yogis say, to stay young, stay flexible. It's also said that breathing is literally the tender charge of the divine. It brings you as much energy whenever you want, and a different quality of energy when you want to shift gears. You'll find that breathing exercises are really the gateway and the key for changing your state of mind, your consciousness, and your emotions at your will and into different states as well. Now this long, slow, deep breathing technique, you know a lot about it already. Whenever you breathe slower, you tend to be more relaxed, and that's the real key to it. Generally speaking, you breathe somewhere between 12 and 15 complete breaths a minute. If you can slow that down to 6 and 8 breaths a minute, you get a whole relaxation response in the body, And you start using more of your intuitive knowledge, and that is your inner knowledge, more of your brain capacity. When you slow it down even further, 4 to 6 times a minute, you get activity in your pituitary and pineal gland. You will be intuitive. And slow it down even further, down to 1 breath a minute, you can get hemisphere parity in the brain hemisphere balance, so that you're operating on both hemispheres as you need to. So there's a lot of technology about breath through yoga, and we're going to learn a lot about it. Now, slow deep breathing is simply this. When you inhale, you relax the diaphragm down and out. You go big belly. And you continue inhaling then into your upper chest. When you exhale, you leave the belly out, the diaphragm down and out. You exhale, you allow the upper chest to fall, and the diaphragm and the navel point comes up and in at last. So a couple slow deep breaths will look like this. The real key is moving this area right here. When you inhale, it goes down and out. Then you inhale into the upper chest. When you exhale, upper chest falls. Navel point diaphragm comes up and in at last. And we like to breathe through our nose because it stimulates 2 major nerve channels on either side of the spine called Ida and Pingala. You know, Ida moon, Pingala sun. We've talked about sun and moon. And we'll talk next class more about alternate nostril breathing. But let's practice this now. If you need to place your hand on your diaphragm to make sure you're getting the movement right, do that. Otherwise, have the index finger and thumb pressed together at the knees like this, so you kind of look like an official yogi. You create a nice pyramid shape when you're locked in this position. When the back and spine is bent like this, it's hard to move the diaphragm. It's best to be upright like this so you can get that diaphragm movement. Okay? Now close the eyes unless you're learning this for the first time and watching. And now inhale, relax the diaphragm down and out. And then now continue inhaling into the upper chest. Now exhale, upper chest falls, diaphragm, navel point comes up and in at last. Now inhale slowly and deeply, relax the diaphragm down and out. Continue inhaling into the upper chest. Now exhale, upper chest falls, diaphragm, navel point comes up and in at last. Inhale, relax the diaphragm down and out. Continue inhaling into the upper chest. Now exhale, upper chest falls, diaphragm, navel point comes up and in at last. And continue. If you need to use your hands as a gauge, continue doing that. Otherwise, have the hands at the knees. Keep the breath very slow, deep, and complete. Keep the mind linked up and locked into the flow of the breath. We're breathing about 6 complete breaths a minute at this pace. One more minute. Inhale deeply. And exhale. Good, relax the breath. Just sit for just a few seconds quietly. What did 3 minutes of slow, deep breathing at 6 breaths a minute do for you? How do you feel now? What change has taken place? Okay, good. Stretch the legs out in front of you now if you need to kind of shake out the legs. Now, that's a wonderful technique. It's good to take breath breaks. It helps you with energy, giving oxygen to the blood, the system, to cleansing the body. When the bigger lung capacity you have, the more calmer and relaxed you're going to be, just generally speaking, all the time. It's great for keeping the spine in alignment. It's good for helping the body to eliminate. Incoming energy is called prana. You also need to balance that with outgoing energy. Long, slow, deep breathing is really it. It's just a wonderful thing, and I urge you to practice it on a daily basis. Take a breath break during the day and hit that target rate of 4 to 6 breaths a minute so you can get that relaxation response and the accompanying intuition that comes with slow, deep breathing. Okay? What we're going to do now is finish up by singing the Sunshine Song. What I want you to do is to have the palms together at the heart center. Sit up tall once again. Eyes are closed, focused at the brow point. Pick out that person you'd like to help or heal or resolve a conflict with. As you see that person, as you feel them, have them at their very best, their healthiest, their happiest, as though they've already received the energy that you're sending. Inhale. May the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. May the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on, guide your way on, guide your way on. And inhale, bend forward from the waist. Place the hands on the ground, fingers pointing to each other, and bring the forehead to the ground or close to it. And then rise up and relax. We bow at the end because when you bow to your higher self, you're blessed. Also, it brings a little extra circulation to the head. Thanks for coming. See you next class. Sat Nam.